All right, guys, here we are right here. We are in Cabarete. We are at a beautiful restaurant, and this is my buddy right here. Introduce yourself, please.
It's Richard.
Richard, pretty amazing. Your whole story, and you are one person that loves the Dominican Republic. You've been married to a Dominican. You are one of the guys that has taken a Dominican from the Dominican Republic to America. But one thing that's a little bit different is you left her in the United States and you retired and moved back here alone.
I did.
Yeah, because she didn't want to come back here. You understood that. You guys are still very good, close friends, talk all the time. It wasn't a nightmare.
No, not at all. She has a wonderful family. She introduced me to another side of the Dominican way of life. We went to her family's in Bonao, and I found that if you put something outside to cook and play a little music, every neighbor comes out dancing and having a good time and enjoying life.
Nice. All right. I want to get to the basics because tell everyone a little bit about yourself, like your past.
Married with children is the best way to put it. I have 5 children.
Say hi to each and every one of them.
Oh my God! to go down through the list. Don't ask me about the grandchildren. Please don't.
I'll do it. Hi Jeff. Hi Barry. Hi Daniela. Hi Josh. Hi Kara. No, Kara is first.
Yes.
Hi Jeff. Hi Barry. Hi Kara. Hi Daniela. Hi Joshua.
Gee, I talk too much about my kids with you, don't I? I'm very proud of my children.
Yeah. That's a beautiful thing.
Even though they think I don't, but I really do. I'm very proud of each and every one of them. They're really good human beings.
Yeah, by the stories that I hear and the fact that I remember all their names down the list and in age, I've heard some beautiful stories about them. You were in the Navy for a little while.
Yes.
And then you went into IT.
Yes.
Tell a little bit about that.
About IT?
Not just about the Navy, IT, like whatever background you can put in so people can get a good gist of who you are.
Not much to talk about when you talk about the military. Military is a way of life. You go in, you serve, you do what you can do. When I got out, I was lucky enough that I had enough training where I could have a career. And I started the career in one way, and then it branched out to be IT. And there's different people that came into my life, molded the path that I took. And I was just lucky enough to work with some very intelligent people.
Let's now move into retirement, because now you are retired.
Yes.
And why the Dominican Republic? After being in the Navy, after being in computers, after marrying someone and taking her to the United States, and you gave it all up to retire and move here.
I retired here because the American way of life, which I'm very patriotic, I love being American, I love my roots, but they make it impossible for somebody to retire in the United States and be reasonably comfortable. The average Social Security income is something like $1,600 Social Security, and that's a month. And the rent that I was paying prior to coming here, just for a 2-bedroom apartment, was $1,700, and now it's even more. I was just lucky that I have a very good landlord who he kept it reasonable. Over the years that I was there, he only raised it up $100. When I sold my house, my mortgage was only $1,100 a month. So trying to retire on $1,600 for most Americans, it's impossible. I mean, you go on Medicare, you have to pay the Medicare, you have to pay Medicare Advantage, but what you're getting is not as much as you should be getting. You have to pay for your medication. That takes a lot out of that $1,600 for, as I said, most Americans. I was lucky that I had a good career. I was able to up that a little bit. But most people, they don't have that luxury. Mm-hmm. So, and we really aren't taught at a young enough age that, okay, eventually you're going to not be able to work and you're going to have to retire and you're going to have to put money aside now so you have money there. They really didn't drill that in. I mean, I didn't get that education in high school. My parents, they didn't instill that in me, So when it comes time to retire, most Americans really don't have a grasp. Yeah, we need Social Security reform, but we really need more education for the people. Okay, eventually you're going to go poor. We're going to teach you this starting in middle school, how to save. This is how you open up a bank account. This is how much you should be putting away now. So when you turn, by the time that the kids today are retirement age, it's going to be about 100? Mm-hmm. Before Social Security is going to be able to fill it in. I do joke, and I'm hoping I joke, but
right.
Yeah, I know that my full retirement age was 66 and 8 months.
And how old are you now?
It's almost 67. So
right. So you're newly retired.
I am newly retired.
All right.
And I'm enjoying my life here. I mean, but for me to enjoy a lifestyle, especially around people that are nice, this is where I had to go. I didn't come here because of the great politics. I came here because I fell in love with the people. They treat you with a level of respect. Mm-hmm. Where I'm living right now is local neighborhood. All my
like Dominican neighbors or foreigner neighbors?
All my neighbors are Dominicans. They're all sweethearts. I regard myself as getting along very well with all of them.
Wait, I need to interrupt. I'm so sorry. Do you speak Spanish?
Oh God, no, not yet. I'm learning.
All
By
right.
osmosis, I'm picking up words here and there.
All right.
Thank you, Cerise. You've corrected me on a few statements.
You do really well when we're out and about, and you really do put in words that you are learning. Okay, I interrupted. Go ahead. Your neighbors.
Right. No. My neighbors are all wonderful. We just actually, at the end of my street, there's a woman there that just opened up a little cafeteria, and I found the food is delicious, and it's very reasonably priced. Can get a full dinner for under 300 pesos. If I'm going to do the conversion, I usually double up.
Yes,
so
exactly.
Double up is about $6.
Exactly, I do the same thing.
Yeah, but it's normally a little bit less, so it works out better. But the food is good, and she knows I like ham hocks. And she always makes sure that if she sees me walking by, she always points to her foot to let me know that she has ham hocks.
And that's pig's feet.
That's pig's feet. I tried not to say that, but that's okay.
So give us an idea of what you'll get for $6.
Well, for the $6, you're going to get enough meat to eat. You can get your fried plantains, which you can get some French fries with that if you want it, and a little salad. But the food is good. And
rice and beans.
I'm really not a big bean eater.
Right. But if you want that, it's like a whole service, right?
It's there, and there's always like 2 or 3 different types of rices that they have. Welcome to the Dominican Republic.
Right.
Land of rice. I'll take my little walks in the morning. I take my walks in the afternoon. A lot of times I'll take the motorcycle over to Sosua Beach. I'll pay my 100 or 200 pesos to park it, so it's being watched. And then I walk down the beach. I go from point A, and then I walk down to the Los Chatamicos area, where I live where I love, and I love where I live.
I live where I love, and I love where I live.
There you go. Everything is in walking distance of where I'm living.
Now, you spoke about a motorcycle.
Yep.
I want you to tell the people, because you didn't buy that motorcycle here, people what type of motorcycle it is, how much it costs to bring it here, and also tell them about the vehicle that you purchased.
Okay, well, when I was coming here to visit, and I knew eventually I was going to be retiring here, and I tried driving some of the smaller motorcycles that they have here in the Dominican. They're very practical. They're anywhere from a 75cc up to 250cc. And I was used to something totally different. So I was used to riding bikes, from 750 up to 1500 cc's. And I had a Harley Davidson 883, where in America that's classified as a chick bike. And I looked at the roads here and I said, you know what, that bike would be perfect for the Dominican Republic. So I had it shipped here, and it cost, in total, with taxes and shipping fees, it was a total of $5,000, and the shipping was actually about $1,500. So all the rest was taxes, where they don't go by the actual value of the product, the motorcycle. They go by what they think the value is, and that's what the taxes that they charge you. So they took a 2001 Harley Davidson and taxed it as though it was a brand new Harley Davidson.
Oh.
So, but I was expecting it. It wasn't a surprise. A friend of mine, Louis, helped me pick it up. We had it shipped out here from Santo Domingo shipping out of Lawrence, Massachusetts. They shipped it out to Santo Domingo here, and we brought a truck. We picked it up. Somehow or another, during the transport, the battery got burnt out. I think it got replaced because I disconnected one end of it, and when I picked up the bike, both terminals were connected. But that's in the shipping. It's in a shipping container. But that was the worst. I've heard real horror stories, and I've also heard very, very successful stories. People ship cars here all the time. So I got to ride my bike here, and I have my bike. And then when I finally retired here, it was raining all the time, and I will not ride my motorcycle in the rain. I said, I was talking with a friend of mine, I need to get a car. So I ended up going to the local car dealer, ended up buying the vehicle from them. We wheeled and dealed back and forth. It was never spotty. And when I got the vehicle, we noticed that one side of the AC was working fine, the other side wasn't. And they worked diligently to get it working. They didn't ask me for extra money. They didn't say, "Oh, it's past the trial period that we gave you." I've gone there a couple of times where I had other little minor issues, like one of the windows wasn't going up and down the right way. I went in, they replaced some parts. They didn't charge me anything for it. This is just the type of people that they are, and I found that they are wonderful to deal with. Their prices are wonderful. The car selection was excellent, and I had a very hard time deciding to go with this Ford Explorer Limited. But as I said, it's Doble's Automotive. It's right near CMC Hospital.
How much did you pay for it?
In total, with everything, including all the paper transfers and everything, was just a little over 10 grand.
And what year was it?
It's a 2013.
So do you find that as pricey?
Well, if I bought it in the United States and shipped it over here, it would have been a lot more money. I know that in the States, I probably could have picked it up from anywhere from $7,000 to $8,000. So paying a couple of grand more really is not that terrible of a deal. They used to say America is a land of opportunity. I think Dominican Republic is becoming the land of opportunity. The amount of construction they have coming on here, and the amount of finances that are exchanging hands here, it's amazing. So to me, this was the land of opportunity for somebody that needed that little bit of stability.
Okay.
Financial stability.
Now let's get into relationships.
This is a country of two classes, those that have and those that don't. And the ones that don't have is usually more on the female side. There's a discrimination or a discriminatory factor there when there's plenty of jobs for a lot of the guys, but they don't have the same opportunities for the women. And it is beginning to change. I've seen the change in a few years, but when a girl is dating somebody from a foreign country, whether it be from Canada, the United States, from Germany, France, they look at it as an opportunity. of bettering their life. A lot of the girls have children, and the idea of not having to go 1 or 2 nights without food is a nice prospect for them. So, for them to turn around and say, even if, they're not a professional girl, if they look at you and they say, well, what can you give me? It's just a nicer way of saying, are you able to help me? Are you able to, help me, to my family, my children? And they don't say it in a malicious way. They're not looking at you as being, oh, here we go, we're going to screw the American. It's more, I'm here for you. Are you going to be here for me? They do have a trade here, especially in Sosua, but they have the same trade in the capital. They have the same trade in Punta Cana and Las Terrenas. You're going to find women practicing the oldest tradition, and all they basically are looking for, unlike some of the women back in the United States that do the same profession. Here, they're looking for means of paying their rent, means of buying food, diapers, baby formula. A lot of them have that said that they already have children. So keeping that in mind when you're dealing with these women, give them that much respect, because they're going to give it back to you. They may even turn around if they find an affinity with you. They may even turn around and say, I want you to meet my family. And they will bring you to introduce you to their family, their mothers, their fathers, cousins. They're going to invite you to dinner. Treat the family with respect. Don't look at them as beneath, because this is where they grew up. This is their lifestyle. This is the continent that they were born on, that if they were born in America, their life would have been totally different. They'd be working in hospitals. They'd be working in home health care. They would be doing something totally different. So that's what I would say to the guys that are coming here. Give them that level of respect. And don't insult them.
So I have another question, because, wow, thank you for that. That was very special, actually, and my heart is touched. That was really beautiful. I'm gonna send you my book, The Heart of a Dominican Woman. I'm gonna send that to you on email, because you just said, you wrapped up everything in my book with that one paragraph. Guys that are coming here for the first time ever, solo, never been here, because I have a lot of people contacting me. Cerise, I've never been there. Cerise, I'm a little nervous. I just want to get to Sosua, meet a nice girl, walk along the streets, and just experience life. What's your advice to them?
Well, one of the things that I keep hearing and what people tell me and people say is, don't fall in love with Sosua, or don't fall in love in Sosua. That's a crock of crap. And the reason I say that is because I know a lot of people that met their significant others right here. They're, like I said, there's a lifestyle that they're not entitled to. And if you're coming here for the first time and you're looking, okay, I want to meet the woman of my dreams, pick them diligently. Don't walk the strip and go, oh, she's pretty, she's going to be perfect. It doesn't always work that way. Don't look at it, oh, this is my easy conquest. I'm going to bring you back to my hotel and that's going to be it. No, it's, you take them out. Give them a meal that other people just don't do. Show them that you are a cut above the rest. Ask them, what is your favorite food? They're going to say chicken, they're going to say rice, and they're going to say beans. By the way, Google Translate is going to be your best friend if you don't speak Spanish. So make sure that you download it onto your phone. the women that you meet, strike up a conversation, find out a little bit about them. Ask them out on a second date, ask them out on a third date, take them out someplace nice, get in a taxi, come out to Cabarete. It's so beautiful here. The ocean water is lukewarm. You can go in. Where we're sitting right now is Kite Beach, which a lot of people like to say it's the kite surfing capital of the world. The sky is always full of color because of it. Bring her here, show her a good time, and it's gonna be returned to you in kind. You're gonna take them out, you're gonna bring them to a nice restaurant, you may end up having some nice intimacy, a little romance, a little passion, but you've already done something special for them. If all you're going to do is say, oh, hi honey, you're cute, you want to go to my hotel room, dig deep.
Usually guys are looking for love. Usually they do want to catch feelings. Usually they want to treat someone well and be treated well back and not be used. How do you know when you are being used?
They have a word here for a certain type of girl, chapeadora, and they've shortened it to the point of calling them chappy. And now this is the girl that will come off, hola papi, I need money for my baby for food. Okay. And the next day it's, oh puppy, my grandmother's in the hospital, I need medication. These are women that more times than not, they don't need the food. What they're trying to do is milk you for a few dollars. But then there are many that will turn around and say, hey papi, I fell on hard times, I can't pay my rent. You have to decide. You have to be able to trust what the woman is saying to you. Now, if she is a true chapeadora, she got this down pat. She already knows that, the first thing is going to be, hey, papi, I need money for the university. If I don't have the money tomorrow from the university, they're going to kick me out. Or they're going to say to you, papi, I need money for my rent. If I don't have the rent by Monday, they're going to throw me out. It doesn't always work that way. Or they'll send you a picture of an arm hanging off of a gurney with an intravenous line in it. You have no idea where this picture is being taken, and she's saying, oh, Bobby, I'm sick, I'm in the hospital, I need money for medication. I think they took a course in school of milking the gringo. But this is a very few. I mean, you're going to meet the same type of women any place else in the world. It just here, they don't have it down pat. It's becoming commercialized, and I think that a lot of the women here are looking for the opportunity because they don't want to be asking for handouts. They want to belong to somebody's life. They want to be able to. They want a man to look forward to seeing them at the end of the day, whether it be an American, a Canadian, a gringo of any foreign country. And they treat them indifferently. Now, women here, they have a passion. And a lot of people, they confuse that passion for anger. It's not. They have a passion for life. And they go through that life with that passion. So, you want to meet a good woman. To meet a good woman, you got to be a good man to that woman. That's the first thing. And yeah, they haven't had the opportunity of the women that we used to back home. All right. These women where I know that I worked in New York for 3 years. And I know that if I walked down the street and if I wasn't wearing a three-piece suit and I made eye contact with a woman, the first thing that she's going to do is she's going to look at the sky, she's going to look at the ground, and the last thing she's going to do is smile at me. But if I meet a woman here and I'm walking down the street and I look at her and I nod hello and I smile, I get that nod hello back and I get that smile. Oh, and by the way, if a woman does this to you, most times or not, she's not blowing you a kiss, she's pointing. Dominicans don't point with their fingers, they point with their lips. So, just a little useless information. But as I said, you want a good woman, be a good man. It's a very simple equation. She shouldn't have to ask you. You can tell if they need, if their nails look like shit, and it's not. They don't have to pay a lot. They don't have to pay a lot of money to get their hair done, to get their nails done, for a pedicure. Bring them, treat them to it. If, you're sitting there and you're having a conversation and, she just in passing mentions, yeah, they're going to be having, some relatives coming over, they're going to make a meal, offer to help them. Say, well, maybe I can bring you to the supermarket and we can pick up a few things for you. They're going to show their gratitude, and they're going to show their gratitude not only in a intimate way, but more in a respect way. And once you get somebody's respect, it's kind of hard to lose that. That's like that impression of this person is a good person. You put your best foot forward, and you hope that when you're putting that best foot forward, you're not stepping on somebody less fortunate. The Dominican Republic is a fantastic way of life. Their lifestyle is wonderful. If you want to experience something different, if you want to experience something real, come here. If you want to meet the love of your life, don't listen to the crap that you hear, come to Sosua. There's a good possibility that you just might meet that one person that you've been looking for.
I love you. Thank you so much.
And the same. Cut. Adios, amigos. Goodbye, my friends.
Frozen coffee. Cabarete Beach.